Good morning, guys. Today we will talk about two very important uses: how vaccination is being experienced in the country and the concentration of media.
Yes, Air. Vaccination in Peru has been progressing very quickly. Far more than 10 million doses have already been inoculated, which makes us very happy because after each inoculated dose, we are closer to returning to normality. On Saturday, July 10 and Sunday, July 11, the first vaccinathon where they managed to vaccinate many compatriots.
Yes, in joint effort, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Culture decided to come on the animation of national music groups. In this way, we not only support the music industry that has been affected by the pandemic, but attendants will be able to enjoy the entire vaccination process.
Well, in rural areas of the country, people are not yet being vaccinated. Some of them have to move to other cities to get vaccinated, which is something worrying because the vaccine will have to reach all parts of the country.
But guys, there is something terrible that is happening in Peru and in the world. Many people don't trust vaccines because of different fake news that have been spread on social networks and therefore they don't want to vaccinate.
Yes, Caroline, this problem does not only happen in Lima. Indian communities refuse to vaccinate it because there is not enough information about vaccines. Due to fake news, this minstrel has been created. For this reason, the MINSA has created a campaign to inform and gain the trust of these communities, and vaccination campaign progresses faster.
Well, in other topics, the Minister of Education announced that in September face-to-face classes will be resumed in some areas and blended classes in others. This has to review by the new government. Minister announced on July 28. Well, now my partners, they talk about the concentration of media.
Today we are going to talk about media concentration, and for this we have chosen the case of the Grupo El Comercio. As you know, this conglomerate was sued in 2013 by a group of journalists for the purchase of the journalistic company Epensa, and a few weeks ago, the judge in charge of the case declared the lawsuit founded, which made it a historic sentence. But are we clear about what a monopoly is? A monopoly is a market situation in which a good or service is manufactured or exploited by a single company or person who can have total or almost total control of the supply. And when this happens in our media, citizens are no longer well informed by any media that is controlled by a single media company.
I think that this latest election process has helped Peruvians to see more clearly the consequences of allowing one or more companies to be the owners of most of our media. For example, since the elections started, all the mass media that belong to El Grupo El Comercio have been supporting the candidacy of Keiko Fujimori, which is a violation of our rights. And they were not only dedicating their content to her, but also attacking her rival and inventing an electoral fraud that never existed. This also explains why many of the journalists who used to work for some of these media decided to resign. They realized how bad it would be for their reputation as professionals to continue working for a company that forces you to say things that you disagree with. So what just happened with El Grupo El Comercio should serve as a first step to change the way that companies in our country are regulated. That's all for today. Thank for listening to our podcast. Bye.